goes off the rails, just gently put me back in. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with the bride and groom's... Oh, let me start with this. For those of you who don't know, I'm Adam's brother. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with the bride and groom's wishes, this speech shall be respectful, complimentary, and sincere. So that just about does it for me. Thank you all. Okay, it took me a while to come up with some of the ideas that are in this mishmash of a speech, but I feel like I had a lot of things that we wanted to say. I had some bad ideas that we did not go with. I thought maybe I should just print out some Mussolini speeches and just deliver them as passionately as Dwight Schrute and just get everyone, but that's a terrible idea. I thought, what if I used the screen here and I built up some important childhood clip and went to great lengths in describing it, but then it was just a clip from Mac and Me that Paul Rudd always shows on Conan. But I was like, that's going to be great for like 5% of the people, and everyone else is just going to be mad I wasted time. So I feel like just telling you about it. So those were my bad ideas. So now I'd like to share with you some of the ways in which I procrastinated sitting down and gathering my thoughts. I vacuumed the family room, I made dinner, I offered to do a Target pickup. I also tried to pay Maxwell to do it. He said no. So now I will be reading the speech that Maxwell definitely did not write. Okay, but in all seriousness, I actually don't usually do these speeches at our various family events. Actually, I don't think I've ever given a toast at anything before. I think this is the first time. We have someone who usually does these speeches, but I think he was busy today. I think it was for a Mets game or something. So that said, I would like to start off again by saying that in marrying Lauren today, Adam really has made the ultimate sacrifice. Not only has he given up his status as a single man, he's actually missing the start of today's game. Okay. I have known Adam all his life. I simply cannot remember a day without him. When considering various childhood stories to share, I came to the sad conclusion that too many of them ended in punching. So we will not be sharing those. We shared a room together for many years. I've never lived alone. I've always shared a room with somebody. He's one of the few people that I've ever shared a room with. And I often think to myself, does he still have a pile of empty water bottles, socks, and singles at the foot of his bed? I was expecting you not to answer this. I'm surprised and pleased that you're answering. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Another thing about Adam is that he really, really loves the dogs. He probably loves them more than the humans, I would say, in the family. He loves the dogs so much that he even has created Facebook pages for each of the dogs. But unfortunately, he's had to take them down in recent years as they got into some bad QAnon stuff. Dan covered some of this, but I rely on my brother's memory for a lot. He knows the date, the score, what he was wearing, probably the weather at any baseball game he's ever been to, and probably all the ones he hasn't been to as well. It's very impressive, but I often think, who would know if he's just making up the dates? But I think he knows what he's talking about. He's always been my supportive cheerleader, and I know I can count on him to bolster the moments I often forget from our shared childhood. He is smart and strong, he is loving and kind, and I cherish getting to see his own happiness day after day with Lauren. So Adam gave a toast at my wedding. My hair was a lot darker then before I got married. And I feel like at this point, people do tend to make a lot of jokes about how marriage is hard or difficult, or turns your hair gray, or makes it disappear completely. Thank you for filling in as a visual aid there. But I can at least say for me, after 15 and a half years, my experience has been amazing. It doesn't mean that things are always good, but I think all the stuff that you go through is what shows you why you got married in the first place. Because when you're with the right person, things that would break you become manageable. It's like all those times when you tried your hardest and you failed miserably. And you think to yourself, what's the lesson here?
Never try.
Never try. That's correct. But when you have the right person in your life, those thoughts don't linger too long, and you realize, no, sometimes try. Just sometimes, not always. One thing about Adam and Lauren's relationship that's interesting to me is that they moved in together right before COVID. And in all seriousness, that could have gone terribly, to be honest. I mean, like that's already a new experience for people, and then suddenly it's like, oh, so it's just you now. Just for the foreseeable future, and we're still kind of there, obviously. So, and obviously the past couple years have been difficult for a lot of people, and there's bad stuff happening out there all the time, and having that person in your life who you feel like is your other half, your partner, that's how you get through it. So if I can give you any advice about being married, it's that it really is a partnership, and it's a choice you make every day, not just today. Today's just the first day. So when Adam talked about my bride and my wedding, he told a story about how my wife isn't a huge runner, and that hasn't changed. However, when Adam needed help across campus, they were both going to TCNJ at the time, Wendy dropped everything and ran across the campus to be there for him. That was the moment that Adam knew she was in fact his family, too. Now Lauren is our family. She is a truly loving aunt to my kids. Thanks for costing us a small fortune in strategy board games for Meg. Like Marble Champions alone. That one game, just a cascade of money, gone. And it was fun, but no, don't keep going. Don't keep going? Okay. Should I do the thing where I compare Marble Champions to life, or no? Just life in general? No, I'm not going to do that one. I'll do that later. Anyway, where was I? God, okay. I'm going to roll it back. She's a truly loving aunt to my kids, thanks for skipping that, and a wonderful sister to me. She's always there for a group gaming session, makes the best chicken my house has ever seen. We still talk about it, I'm not kidding. We compare all chicken in the house to the chicken we love, and nothing's matched up. She delivers delicious desserts and serves up a killer mug of tea. And just a quick aside about mugs. One thing that I've learned about being married is that at some point you really need to stop buying mugs, because you're just going to have too many, and they just kind of take over your cabinets. You go to put them away, cabinet's full, and you say, now what do I do, right? So get rid of your mugs that you don't need, so that way when you travel you can get new ones. So I leave you with that thought. Once again, let's raise our glasses, but not our mugs, to wish these two a lifetime filled with health, wealth, and happiness. Yeah.